Welcome back. Let's continue with the Return to Ivalice 24-man raid. Akira, where in the world have you been? Did you not receive Alma's summons? Principal Lexentale's research into the Aura site may finally have borne fruit. We must hurry to the Prima Vista before they embark on some grand and perilous adventure without us. Ba ba da 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 ba ba da ba ba ba. Do do do. Akira, Lady Murilla, thank you for answering my summons. Master Garland was kind enough to send for an Archon from Charlian, and I thought it only right that you to be present to hear her findings. To be frank, summoning Mikoto was more Yastola's idea. I simply came along to see what light she could shed on this mystery. I am Makoto of House Jinba, a Doman through my years in Chalian have made me a stranger here. You must be Akira Black Rose, fabled liberator of men, slayer of false gods, warrior of light. I thought you'd be taller. Oh, gee, thanks. And she falls down. Oh, okay, never mind. She trips and falls. Let us speak of the crystal. Ahem. The Otis, one of but more many Arcite shards that aided noble Delita's rise to regent. My apologies. The Otis is no ordinary crystal, even discounting its obvious historical importance. The specimen is more than a simple manifestation of mentally aspected energies. It is rather an ethereal lodestone whose facilitation of both the absorption and transmission of distinct frequency and an R-type harmonic vibrations has been observed to promote ethereal amplification. Oh shit! Fuck! Oh well. Centuries through, I must admit, I lack sufficient verities to complete a truly comprehensive graphical assessment. Hmm. Well, that explanation may elect elect admiring notes from your professors at the academy. It will earn you only blank looks here. Take a deep breath and try again. This time in a language those of us without the echo might comprehend. Oh. My apologies. I merely thought. Apologies will see us no nearer to an answer. A simpler explanation, well. Simpler, right? Ether is not only the building block of all things material, but those immaterial as well. Thoughts, memories, feelings, one's very will are all understood to be ethereal phenomena and can be measured as such. Unlike most crystals, which only can emit elemental energies, our sight is tuned not only to absorb ether, but ether specific to the immaterial. That ether is then stored and multiplied within the crystalline confines until external stimuli precipitate release. Try again. Under appropriate conditions, a strong will or desire can become imprinted upon the aerocyte and stirred until fermentation, at which time the desire becomes manifest. Fermentation. What my studious young friend is trying to say is that the Otius takes one's deepest fantasies and makes them reality. Ah, yes, yes, yes. This is simpler. You may choose to think of it as a process akin to that of summoning a primal. There being one marked difference. Primal summoning requires a supplemental energy source, such as a horde of elemental charged crystals, Arsite. On the other hand, has the capacity to serve as its own source of power. We know from the Durai papers that Argath was never king of Evilis. He was slain in battle during the War of the Lions. Yet the Argath encountered during the recent expedition carried himself as if he had been crowned regent. I believe this was merely the Arasite in his procession making utilizing his desire to rule. I am informed that he uttered the same words over and over again for the duration of the confrontation, which unfolded. If that is the case, it is possibly that it was not actually Argath who uttered them, but the Orosite itself. If the Durai papers are accurate, Argath was a weak and petty noble who believed that his blood entitled him to power. The Arasite took that belief and twisted it into the abomination Akira put to the sword. Then you are saying the crystal could prove a threat. The Arasat Alma and not necessarily Ramza seemed to fare well enough. There is no record of the young regent being manipulated by the artifacts he gathered. In the hands of the just, the Aurosite should prove harmless, even beneficial. To paraphrase, it is not the weapon that kills, but the one who wields it. Now, where have I heard that before? Oh, yes, it was Emperor Galvus' justification for taking the marvels of magic tech and applying them to the manufacture of arms, where, after all, was the harm if it allowed him to bring order to the three great continents? You draw an intriguing parallel, Master Garland. The properties of these crystals are so singular, I do begin to wonder if they, like magic tech, are products of science and not nature. That they were created by someone too. By who? But who? The what manner of person could would even be capable of such a feat? Now, that is an interesting question, the answer to which I look forward to hearing. Regrettably, I have pressing matters to attend elsewhere. Fear not. However, Makoto's insight will prove far more beneficial than anything I might accidentally contribute. Good day to you all. What I don't understand is, if the Dharma was imprinted with Argath's deepest desires, then whose desires are rattling about inside the Otus? I had the self same question and thus conducted a thorough inspection of the crystal upon my arrival. The results were inconclusive. Traces of ethereal activity were present, but to all intents and purposes, the vessel was empty. Empty? But what of the voices I hear? Voices, I heard nothing of the sort. The only voices you heard, Alma, were in your stubborn head. Ramza, why don't you speak? Shall we speak of voices then? What of yours, Alma, our resident voice of dissent? You have done naught but question the wisdom of our research from the moment we left Garlemald. Would you put your petty worries above our family's calling? God, he's such a fucking asshole. No, I would never. You would never. Then why involve a gossip monger, a goody two shoes, and this flying mole? Oh no. Please tell me you can see that. Holy shit. Question. Okay. So. Alright, so let's. Uh, Alright, so let's try that again. Not skipping the cutscene. Don't worry, I'll just like. Da 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 ba 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 da ba 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 da ba 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 ba. I literally skipped one paragraph and I just want to see what's going on. Yes. But yeah, that's a lot of fucking talking I have doing. Okay, let's do 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 do. So it's rather okay when Mikoto shows up. Come on. She trips. Okay, so Bahamut. Let's see. Ooh, fuck off. Let's see. My apologies. The Otis is no ordinary crystal, even discounting its obvious historical importance. The special one is more than simply manifestation elementally inspected energies. It is rather an ethereal loads. Okay, I already read this. I read that. The frequent narrow harmonic disturbances allow for a highly unique emettance of CPRS waves that, instead of radiating outward with a determinate factor of dispersal, instead resonate inward at a frequency so labored. My estimates place the rate of VRT decay at upwards of several centuries, though I must admit I lack sufficient verities to complete a truly comprehensive graphical assessment. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Cool. There we go. And Mughal, and a decidedly dusty one at that. Might this be one of your acquaintances, Akira? Most intriguing. Is he alive? It's not nothing I have ever seen before. Can we keep it? Ah, a Mughal, yes. Don't just stand there. Get rid of the thing. You're the liberator. Liberate this vessel of the that pest. I'll liberate you from this vessel. Asshole. Am I interrupting? Oh, please do go on. My acceptance into your fine troops ranks can wait until all have said their piece, Kupo. Guards, get this. Mont Blanc. My name is Mont Blanc. the citizen of Dalamasia's deserts, seeker of thrills, adventure, extraordinary. But you can call me Mont Blanc, Koopa. Dalamasca has long been known as a melting pot for myriad creatures, where minor races such as the Sikh, the Benga, and the Vieira might live in relative harmony, and with Hur, Alazen, and others. Yet there is no record of prominent Mughal population. Most likely because we are neither prominent nor populous. My people are nomadic by nature, ever drawn to the elusive frontier and the freedom she promises, Kupo. A Mughal. Of course, I am a Mughal, Kupo. You'd think the adorable wings and the fluffy palm would have given it away. Now, about my admission to the majestic. Oh my god. I will not allow such a thing. The Majestic is the Empire's premier theater company. We will not sully its good name by granting refuge to a fluttering ball of fur. And furthermore, how in the world did this abomination board the Prima Vista in the first place? By the means of his wings, were I to guess. As for his admission to our company, I do not seem to recall race, creed, or allegiance on my list of prerequisites. Do you? No, father. Fucking stupid asshole. I really want to punch the fucker. Very well then, Mont Blanc. What is it exactly that calls you to the stage, our stage? Well, out. What else? The Zodiac Brave story, Kupo. Never before have I witnessed something so amazing, so moving. Sitting while technically hovering there in the audience as the story unfolded around me, I knew I was witnessing something special, something positively transcendental. Kupo, it was then I realized I either had to be a part of it or go to my grave a bitter and broken Mogul. Was this realization before or after you swore you simply had to become the realm's greatest marauder, Kupo? 40. How did you? Perhaps you'd have more success at running away if you didn't reveal your grandest designs to every other fool you happen to meet, Kupo. Was it not but two score nights ago you took up the axe, Kupo? Now here you are, professing your passion for the stage before craving even a single notch in your halt. Do you not remember? To he who kernels the butter goes the sweetest bread. But how is one to savor said buttered bread if his head is in the belly of a fearsome beast? You accuse me of giving up when I merely came to the realization that continuing world would end in failure. Only through a change of course could I reach my final destination, Kupo. And that destination is what, Mummer? Are you sure it is not Geomancer, Arithmetian, Templar? Do you not bother answering, Kupo? We all know you'll be singing a different tune. Come, cockerel. This is where you are mistaken, Herdy. I was destined to be a transplane. I can feel it in my fur. The role of Delita was made for me. Made for me, Kupo. Kupo, enough. Can I stab him? The actors in our company trained at the Empire's finest institutes. They represent the pinnacle of the profession, not only in Garlemald, but across the entire world. A vagrant bat mole like you could never hope to share a stage with such artists, let alone play the part of the hero like Delita. You yourself admit you were too craven to face a solitary beast. How do you imagine you would fare against a pack of theater critics? A trope would never would need proof of valor before it could even consider. Craven, call me a cheat and call me curb, but do not, sir, call me a craven. I accept your challenge. Slay but one foul beast by mine own hand, and the majestic theater company will accept me into its ranks, Kupo. Wait, I issued no such. You are all here witnesses, Kupo. When I return with the head of a terrible beast in my gore-stained hands, you will be honored, bound to welcome me, Mont Blanc, the Mummer, into the feeble ranks of the majestic. Good day. Wonderful. What do we do now? Punch that guy in the face. How do we do? What do? We do nothing. If that bad mole wishes to throw himself on the horns of a stampeding Dizzo, I will not stand in his way. I believe the proper term derogating is molebat. And I should warn you, Muggles do not take kindly to those who use it. Why must you always put yourself above others, brother? Did you learn nothing from Argath's wretched example? Montblanc would never have set off on this fool's errand had you not made the challenge. If anything befalls my brother, his blood will be on your hands. Akira, you are the only one among us capable of locating Mont Blanc and preventing disaster. On behalf of my brother, I beg your assistance. Can the father just beat the shit out of him? I would call Child Protective Services. See, this kid is a spoiled, rotten brat. You saw the poor Mogul. He won't last a day on his own. We must find him and bring him back, I beg you. However, did Ramza come to be so thoroughly obnoxious, he and his sister couldn't be more different. Shortly after arriving here, I was presently with with a study which suggested that consuming large quantities of honey improved brain function. The results were so compelling, though I almost felt moved to try. Until that is, I saw the work had been commissioned by one of Hiroshi's foremost confectioners. It made me long to return to Shalian. Forgive me, was there aught else you wish to ask? Okay, okay. Mughals are prominent players in Evolution legend, but none of the tales mention their capacity for flight. Something lost in translation, perhaps. And I refuse to talk to you, asshole. My brother can be rather simple minded when it comes to such matters, thinking to impress the Warrior of Light and her companions. Mont Blanc would likely choose the scene of which recent exploits to prove his worth, meaning Rabanastri, if I am not mistaken. Pardon my language, but that Ramza really is an incurable little prick. Is he not? How dare he speak to his sister and the Mughal in that manner? I couldn't decide which was worse, the things he said or the way the principal sat back and let him say them. But I suppose it is none of our concern. For now, let us concentrate on the task at hand, finding the Mughal before he does something we'll all regret. What say we start near Pier 2, perhaps? Fuck off. Dun, dun, dun. I would say he's up there with Yatsuyu's foster parents and brother. Most hated characters. Do do. Pier 2, okay. Bum. Mm, mm, bum. Do do do. The Porter tells us that he sent a traveling blacksmith away to Yansha, not a Bell Pass. And why would that be interest to us, you ask? Because said peddler of iron and steel was seen to be carrying a bag stuffed to the brim with, and I quote, albino mole fur and purple bat wings. Mont Blanc. Not that we look like that, Kupo. The quickest route into Dalamask is via the One River and its western tributaries. If Mont Blanc is bound for Rabanastri, he will seek passage from the glittering basil. Okay, so teleport. Oops. To let's see, Doman Enclave. Bum, 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 ba-da-da-da-bum. Oh, there it is. Oh no. A red chocobo. Alright. Montblanc, what were you thinking? Have you any idea what you put your brother through? He has been worried sick. But both Hurdy and Ramza were right all along. I'm a failure, a flop, a failing, flopping, floppish failure. Kupo, how could I play the part of a hero if I cannot even rattle the feathers of a single measly bird? The audience would see right through me like the spineless jellyfish I am. Now wait, Mont Blanco. Not everyone can be a hero. Even not even most heroes. Yes, the bards sing the man who deals the final blow. But what of his cadre of loyal companions? Do you think Delita and United Evilise on his own? Do you think Akira here was alone when she liberated Alamigo? Not all wars are run from on the front lines. But of course, they are not. Every campaign needs its brilliant architect, the mastermind who moves the pieces across the board. I, Monbach, can't be that mastermind. That was quick. Let us not dwell on the details. The day is saved, and Montblanc has escaped sans scratch of seeing to show for it. We should return to the Prima Vista before our luck runs out. Bum, bum. Mm. Oh shit. Where the fuck? There we go. Let's see. So. Oh yeah, I can just teleport to the airship dock. Airship landing. Yes. Well, shit. Please, this ship is a place of peace. Release my sister, or you will answer to me. When the cat's away, put the damnable thing down, Ramza. You're not helping matters. We have no quarrel with you or yours. We seek aid in finding our leader, Gamnan. You seek our help, you who threatened to kill my father, who stole his work and made fools of us all. Never! Silence, Ramza. They all have Alma. We will hear what they have to say. As I said, we have no quarrel with you. We only did what was necessary to secure an audience. We surrender our weapons and offer your journal as an act of good faith. Can I knock him out? Can I knock this guy out? Like, really? He's not helping things either? I swear, I really hate the fucker. I really, really, really hate the fucker. This is all rather a lot to digest, but your claims do coincide with what we have learned about the Orosite. You're saying that the crystal did something to our captain? After being emptied by Argas' will, that Derma sought that of another to sate the appetite for ether. You're saying that Crystal ate our captain? Not his body, no, only his soul. His soul? Tell me, what in your opinion was your leader's deepest desire? What was it that he longed for above all else in the world? Why waste your breath reasoning with these lizards? They showed themselves for the beasts they are. Then, when they put a knife to your throat, oh my! I will punch the fuck out of you. First mole bats, now lizards. This one's tongue is pure poison. Agreed. The boy can call us what he pleases. For our past failings, we deserve no better. Your failings. 30 summers have come and gone, yet not a night goes by that I do not wake in sweat at the memory. We were fusiliers in the Dalmasca army, stationed in the royal stronghold at Nalbina. Nalbina Fortress was reputed to be impenetrable. Its fall to the let's see, Fourth Legion proved a turning point in the Imperial campaign, dealing a crushing blow to Dalamask, Dalamascan morale, and ultimately marked the beginning of the kingdom's end. Baganam was our captain, and once it was clear that they would not be ours, Prince Wrestler, commander of the garrison at Nalbina, uh, tasked him with one final mission. Our unit was to escort His Highness' twin sister, the Princess Ashelia, away from the fortress and thence to safety, but things did not go as planned. I still remember the words she uttered as she was lying dying in the captain's arms. But a stone's throw from where the Garamsith waterway drains into the sea. Even as the fog of death descended upon her, she smiled and told us, the very people who had failed her to survive for as long as even a single Dalmascan stood, our nation would never truly perish. Oh wow! But it should not have been us who survived, but failing to protect our charge, we betrayed the princess and her memory and brought shame upon our race. So, yes, we are not but cold blooded lizards deserving of whatever scorn you deign to heap on us. I think we may safely assume a deep seated hatred towards the invaders of his homeland, coupled with self loathing born from a sense of powerlessness. The darkness that lurks in the heart of Bagamanan is little different from that which drove Argath, the self same emotions that were to nourish the Duma. Stop speaking in riddles, Charlian. She's saying your brave captain will eventually turn into a monster, or rather, more of one. Guardians, lies! What they say is true. If we do not find Bagamnan and the Duma soon, none of us are safe, present company included. Do you have any idea where he might have gone? Any at all? Wait, look at this. Something has been added to the final page of my journal. Then the captain must have put it there. Only he had access to it until we found it in the pack he left behind. That is. Is this Dalmascan? Indeed, it says Ridorana. The lighthouse. Why would he write that? And in the old man's journal, no less. There is a place on the Varland Sea, far to the south of Rabanastri, where the ocean tumbles into a gaping maw more than a mom across the Widorana Cataract. Legend would have us believe that it is an entrance to the hell of water. Many a scholar seeking to prove otherwise has descended into the chasm, some even by airship, but not a one has returned. All that I know about Ridorana, I learned during my lessons on Dalamascan geography, but no mention was made of Evelician legend, while Principal Genamus seems convinced of a connection. I believe I shall reserve judgment until more is known. Is there aught else you would like to ask me? No. It appears yesterday's enemy is tomorrow's friend, but then, where does that leave us today? The Benga who took us hostage were once royal fusiliers. Whatever could have driven them to this life of villainy? Fuck off. Ever since laying hands on the Duma, Bagamnan has acted strangely. He began speaking to the stone as if it were Prince Raskler himself. At first, my brothers and I thought it was in jest, but he continued long after he thought us all abed. It is all true. My brothers and I were fusiliers to the royal family, and Bagamnan was our captain. We only laid down our flintstones once we realized our failure. We Banga live long. Any other race would think it is a blessing, but to me and mine, it is a curse. More summers mean more suffering. Ridorana, if it were up to me, we'd never go near that place. You see, we desert Mughal are not, how would you say, in our element around the water, alright? We can't swim, sink like sledgehammers, we do, Kupo. Do I know of Ridorana? Of course, I know the of Ridorana. Now, have I been there? No, cannot say that I have, Kupo. Also, fuck you. I must admit to knowing this little of Ridorana, save that which Lady Mikoto shared with us before we expend valuable time and resources traveling to so remote a place. I must review my notes and see if there is any mention of the abyss. We shall send for you as soon as we learn aught of interest. Ridorana is proving to be quite the enigma. With every answer comes countless new questions. This may take longer than I expected, but you are doubtless eager to know why I requested your presence. Our resident dramatur mentions there was something he wished to ask of you. As my work here is far from complete, I wonder if you might not indulge the man while you wait. There's a few so loath to take the rest than ventures without a quest. For shorn of work to give them worth, they soon become a source of mirth. A man idling in an airship. Touche. I shall leave you to your devices then. Okay. Are you fucking serious? Okay, alright, alright. Okay, okay, okay. Alright, 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 alright. It's the square. It's this thing. Alright, cool. Oh, but it has, my friend. It has. My colleagues tell me that if one in this land ever needs the item fetched, that you are the woman to speak to. I find this philanthropic compulsion fascinating. And so, in the interest of research into the next play, let's say I seek to put compulsion to the test. Assuming you are game, of course. Bring me a bottle of wine, and not just any wine. Make it rose themed and make it erosion. I've had my fill of bitter blends offered here in the East. Where to start? Oh, if only there were some port where thirsty erosions went for their wine. You know, surely, you would surely be there speaking with its foremost blind Lalafellin venture, and not here with me. Okay, let's teleport to Eastern Norcia. Yes. Holy fuck. Soy and spice sprinkled with a subtle soupcon of the steppe. We are traveled far, my friend. What is it you seek here in Wineport? A rose themed wine. You would be hard pressed to find a wine that did not display some hint of rose. So we can assume that our client was not referring to a desired banquet, perhaps a name or a label, or a bottle. Yes, I seem to recall a certain vintage rose sold in crystal bottles with a single rose on the label. Alas, I have nothing as rare amongst my personal stock. As for who might, well, there's always Biragelent, I suppose. uncultured fool would select a wine based solely on its bottle. As it happens, however, said fool would be undeservedly rewarded with one of Villebrand's best wines, were he to select a vintage Sud Vajanda. Not that your client would have the palate to properly appreciate its stuff and complexity. But let us dispense with the pretense. You are the fool in question, and do not bother to deny it. A fool who has aimed too high, one of your standing, could live 1,000 lifetimes and still not amass the wealth required to purchase even an empty bottle. Oh, price is no object, is it? Ha! Even if I believe you, and I do not, I have a reputation to uphold as a vintner and viticulturist. Were my clients to learn I was peddling with the choice of my collection to the likes of you, they would never do business with me again. Ugh, all right, just to see the back of you, I shall do the kindness of directing your steps onto one who might take pity on your plight, assuming he does not find amusement in it. Master Gigeruju of Costa del Sol, but do not tell him I sent you. This is Titan all over again. Ba-da-da, ba-da-dum, bum, 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 bum. Akira, it is always a pleasure, and I do mean that. My ladies inform me you come inquiring after a bottle of Shund Vianja, and I told them they must be mistaken. Not even you would be foolish enough to think you could. Oh, you are serious. Akira, do you realize one could purchase an entire estate in Miss for the price of a single bottle, or 5 estates for a price of 5 bottles? Which happens to be a number of bottles of Sadvanja I have in my collection. Now, I am not an unreasonable man. Let not alone none say the venerable Jajuruju does not value a friendship as deep as the ones you and I have forged. So, in my boundless generosity, I offer you the opportunity for a trade. A bottle of vintage Sudvajanja for a mere magnum of fine Dalamascan. Never heard of the stuff, and I thought I was talking to a fellow connoisseur. I pity the poor vintner back in one port who will have to educate you until then, my friend. The offer stands. Ha 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 ha. Oh, fucking shit. So this is this is the side quest just to fucking get the 24-man raid to unlock. Oh my fuck. I don't remember this at all. But this sounds like a pain in the ass. Alright. All right. Fine, Sun Sunda Vijanda and now Dalamascan wine. Might I interest you in an aged Leminson red instead? No, I thought not. Well, then you have your work cut out for you. There was a time Dalamascan wine was fairly easy to produce, even here in Vildebrand, but that was before the Empire raised the better part of the kingdom, vineyards and all. If there are any surviving bottles, it would be those that were exported before the Imperial invasion, over 30 summers past, though I'm not encountered any in a decade or more, either an auction or in a private hands. Collectors of conventus creatures, if one were to have somehow acquired a bottle, there is little chance he would willingly part with such a treasure, which leaves only those brought over by the few Dalamascan refugees who fled to Eurasia. Okay. Wait, this is a fucking repeat from Titan. I swear to God. I think it was the same. It was the same, right? Dalmascan wine? Or am I fucking it up? Oh my God. Can't sleep. They won't let me. The midgets don't let me. They buzz and scream. I know you. You were here before. You sent away the midgets. They come back, though. They always come back. They mock me. Tell me, I can never go home. I just want to go home. I can't stand it here anymore. Wine, my wife loved wine. We would drink a glass of Valines every night before sunset. She would always keep the cork. I always thought that odd. What good is a cork? Toss it in the midden heap along with the bottle, I'd say, but she though you find several empty wine bottles among the rubbish, one in particular calls you out. Take it to Shanmani Lomani to confirm its origin. Oh my fucking god. Now I want to like break this bottle of wine into that guy who requested it just to make him salty. Just fucking bash the fucker with the wine ball. How is dress? I do hope your visit did not disquiet the poor soul. So you have brought me an empty bottle. Ah, but what is this? The cork remains in place. That is most fortunate. And an adequate seal was made. There may still have traces of the wine within. May I? Flamboyant yet elegant. I thought provoking blend of kuru beans and cinnamon, with a hint of, is that rosemary? A veritable kaleidoscope of both opulence and refinement. Long has it been since I last encountered a banquet of such complexity, yet I recall it as if it were yesterday. Without question, this bottle once held a Damascus Lee Monde read by the name of Valens. To think I would have the opportunity to experience it again after so many summers. But I suspect Master Ju will not be as satisfied with a sniff as I. Now, one without scruples might see the empty bottle as the basis for a ruse. One man's ruse is another man's kaku. Holy shit! I didn't even real. Holy shit! That fucking surprised me. Over the year, I have had numerous dealings with the Lord of Costa del Sol, and while he is many things, an expert on wines is not one of them. Not that it would matter if he were men of his standing invariably find more joy in bolstering of their acquisitions than in consuming them. In all likelihood, Master Juju will never even open the bottle, rendering the provenance of its contents practically irrelevant. Ah, but where are my manners? These forays back to Western climes always bring out the barbarian in me. It is a pleasure, Akira, lest you wonder at my presence here. My employers see promise in the Higgin wine trade and desired establishment of a viable route twists east and west. I am come to see their plans to fruition. But returning to the dilemma, I believe that I may be of assistance. I just so happen to have of my person several sample bottles of Higgin wine made with grapes similar to those once found in Dalamasca. For a close acquaintance, I would be more than willing to part with one that she might fill her empty vessel. That would be unjust. As a maker of wine, I cannot allow it. Master Juju has consent more of his clients than he can count. How do you think that man amassed his fortune by playing fair? Would that the world were thus? But I am here to tell you it is not. So it is decided then, we shall employ decent as our morally uh, justified means to a happy end. Wait, that this is a fool's errand. Then let us be glad our Curie is a fool himself. I fucking love Hancock. Now, if you can excuse me, I would go and tell the gentle citizens of Wineport why they should be drinking Higgin. Good day. All right, let's go back to Costa del Sol. Oh boy, thank God Hancock is saved the day. By the gods, you actually found one! A bottle of Damascan wine. Oh, we must uncork it right away. Yes, a lush banquet of herbaceous dignification coupled with earthened understones and so forth. In short, in very epitome of Damascus red. Yes, you have outdone yourself this time, Akira. And as promise is a promise, ladies, the bottle of Shund Vianja, if you please. Does the wine come with the girls as well? Take whatever you fancy, except for the one with the rose that is my favorite, or whichever you fancy. Ahem. I can't wait to bash this bottle of wine into that guy's head. I can see it now. It's, I can see it now. This is satisfying clash of broken glass onto someone's head. Yes, yes, indeed. They say a rose is a rose is a rose. So tell me, adventurer, is that a rose in your pocket, or are you simply here for a small talk? He fucking bashed this bottle of wine in his head. Come on. A bottle of vintage Shunj Viandra You never cease to amaze. But there is most amazing is your impeccable senses of timing. Today marks the 12th anniversary of the day I met my dear wife, and if there was one thing she loved more than wine, it was roses. Would that she were here today to I jest. My wife is very much alive. In fact, she's been here with us all along. Darling, would you care to join us? For me, how thoughtful. But did you forget the important gift of all? Of course not. Baking bread, the perfect combination to a perfect wine for my perfect companion. Oh, darling, I think this might be the best ever anniversary yet. That played out better than I imagined. I suppose I have you to thank, adventurer, though it was the baking bread that sealed the. Ah, yes, is that principal Genomis I hear calling? Perhaps he made some progress with his research and requires your assistance. You had best not keep him waiting. Listen here, you fucker. I'm gonna take your wife. I hope these past few turns of the sun have proved as productive for you as they have for us. We have much to share. Ooh, this is gonna be a long episode, I swear. Ridorana is the name of both a massive gap in the southern Valnard Sea and the lighthouse once manned by the Royal Damascan Navy to prevent ships from succumbing to the cataracts current. I stress once manned, as the tower has lain empty since its candle keepers abandoned their posts after the fall of Rabanastri. But if fa- for the Farus Sirius offers any indication of what can befall a lighthouse in the absence of its carekeepers. Yes, but the real question is how all of these ties in the Evolution legend. Oh, come on. Can I beat the shit out of you? A cursory examination of the Zodiac Brave story reveals no mention of a Ridorana. Yet, indeed, foolish to assume that a name could not change in centuries, since the tale was right. So, I thought to cross-reference the text of on modern Isbardian history with our translations of the Doral papers. And after an exhaustive re examination of my ancestors' notes, I discovered that there was not a single entry on Ridorana. And while mention of the Valnand Sea was abundant, found no reference whatsoever to any cataract or lighthouse within its water. Ramsa's discovery prompted me to examine the mystery from a different perspective. What if there were no mystery at all? What if, at the time of Delita's rise, the chasm did not yet exist? There is more, but only a visit to the lighthouse will enable us to confirm our theories with any certainty. Oh my god. I have to talk with the best. Fuck him. It is a Ramza said, as it is as Ramza said. Only by visiting the lighthouse we will be able to confirm our theories. At at that I recovered the I know about Ridon Rana. I learned during my lesson. Okay, I already. Okay, all right. More why sudden reluctance to reveal their suspicions. A lack of certainty never stopped Ramza from pronouncing on things in the past, or his father for that matter. We are bound for the lighthouse, then. Of course we are, but do not try and tell me this has not anything to do with helping the Banga. We do not ask that you forgive our past actions of our leader, only that you show him the same kindness that you would anyone in need. If anything were to happen to the captain, I am afraid to speak what my brothers are thinking. The captain was a fool to believe that the Durma could bring back our fallen. Now his faith in legends and fairy tales will be his end. The Ridorana lighthouse lies far from the civilization. You would be wise to provision for the trip here in Higashi. An adventurer always comes prepared. Of course. Something is very wrong here. Mayhap it is best that if we split our fellowship into two parties, one to delve into the tower steps, and one to observe from afar. As acting expedition subleader, I appoint you captain of the first. You may use this spyglass to aid in your search for the missing lizard. Damn it, brother, where are you? Oh boy, this one. Ooh, this try for man raid. Ooh, Captain, give us a sign. The lighthouse looks like it has seen better days. I dare say we have a handful of Imperial dreadnoughts and 30 years of this repair to thank for that. Where is the king? Where in the king's name are you hiding, Captain? Don't worry, Captain. There's a lot are with us. Don't they won't hurt you. This location appears to offer a adequate view. Climb up and scan the area for any sign of Baganan. Gamna. Eh? Let's see. Oops. You found him. Let me see. He needs our help. Prince Raslier, Princess Ashelia, I know you cannot forgive me, nor should you. It is all my fault. I could not save you, could not save anyone but myself. I am so sorry. Baganan, wait. Traitors, have you no pride? You retreat with the very men who laid waste to our homeland. You are mistaken, brother. There are no Imperials here. We've come to help you. I know what I see. My own kin sided with the enemy. How dare you stay my audience with the princess? The Duma. It has him, Koopa. It's showing him what he wants to see. Which murders? Oh no. Gunfire? Baganan. So this is the end. Recite the words, satisfying the covenant. Relinquish thy soul unto me, and be granted that which thou desirest most in all the world. Sword in hand, a warrior clutches stone to breast. Look at me, brother. Look at me. In sword etched he his fading memories. Don't you die, not yet. In stone, his tempered skill. We promise we'll all go together when our time came. You can't leave us here. By sword and tested, by stone reveal. Oh shit. The light. Where have I seen it before? Oh no. Whatever you are doing, do you need to leave the lighthouse right away? Right away. Do you need to, how are you, whatever you are doing, you need to leave the lighthouse right away. Right away. Do you hear? There we go. Bum. There can no doubt now, be no doubt now. In the wrong hands, the RSI is in danger to us all. Something must be done, and quickly. Don't you tell me he's gone. He's not. He's stronger than that. He's the strongest Banga you'll ever meet. He'll tear his way out of the Luciavi and crush it under his foot. Oh shit. Was fully prepared to fend off the ambition abomination while he vanquished Kupo. I dare say he took one look into my eyes and lost the will to fight. Fuck off. The captain's dead. I saw the light leave his eyes, and now we're alone. I cannot. We will not believe that there is nothing left of Bakana. In that creature, we can still save him. We can. Oh, oops, sorry. According to Father, The Durai papers speak of the Aurosite as a holy stone, but I see nothing holy in what it did to Argath and Baganan. A most intriguing twist. I had assumed the Aurosite would act more swiftly upon the weak-willed, but mayhap I am mistaken. Could it be the opposite is true? That one possessed with a strong will are more susceptible to its influences, no less. Ha! There are so many questions, but we are not entirely without answers. Is there? I don't need you to ask questions. I think my brother has had more than enough fun for one day, Koopo. Perhaps it's time to for a sleep spell. All right, make it sleep 3. It is as we feared. Then Baganan's soul is lost. Much as I wish it were otherwise, I fear Biganan is beyond saving. Yet we cannot suffer what is left of him to become a distraction. Ugh. Father, is it not the time to abandon? Is it not the time to abandon this quest? We are mingling with forces beyond. I swear I will punch the living shit out of him. Enough, Alma. We adults are talking. While Akira was searching for the lizard, I inspected the area of exposed foundation in the base of the lighthouse. And you were right, Father. The lighthouse is built squarely on top the ruins of what we only be what can only be the clockwork city of Kog. What work city of who? According to Zodiac's brave story, the clockwork city of Gog was a metallic metropolis wherein airships, armada, and other technological marvels of the age were first conceived. Little is said about its location, however, save that it was far away. While the Durai papers do not say a great deal more, they do not mention what the land upon which the legendary city was built was severely limited, and inconvenience that forced its inhabitants to build up rather than out. Which led me to ask myself, what if the reason land was limited was because the land in question was an island? But that still would not explain the omission of cataract. It is inconceivable that the others would neglect to mention the so prominent a landmark had it existed, and then I found it, a lone passage regarding Gog's fall. While the particulars are missing, it appears the city was abandoned after an explosion left half of it in ruins. I believe that this explosion may have undermined a portion of the seabed. It need only have been a small area at first, one that could well have gone unnoticed during the Exodus. As time passed, however, the waters would have continued to wear away at the rock, slowly withering the gap until we have the what lies beneath us today. To it be explained that there is no mention of Redorana prior to the present era. Come, father, will you not tell them the rest or of the possibility that we Guardians are descendant of in part of this displaced citizens of Gorg? It would explain how the Empire was able to forge its armies of iron even before the discovery of the application of elegant technologies. And it may also explain why the legend of Ivalice has resonated with our people for centuries, despite the fact that the Lost Kingdom was, as far as we can tell, in quite a different corner of the world. An interesting, in if somewhat ambitious theory, but to return to the original claim, it is your belief that the Redorana lighthouse stands atop where it is left of that necklace. Where did you get it, girl? This, it was my mother's. Your mother's? It was my late wife's most cherished possession. Why do you ask? Baganan had a talisman he would wear beneath his jerkin. He refused to take it off, even when bathing. He said it was special. I only saw it a few times, but it looked exactly like the one your daughter wears. And what are you implying, Lizard? That my sister stole it, or my late mother? Neither. I spoke of their similarity, that is all. Can you believe the nerve of this boy? Can we punch him? Like, use that axe of the Mugo to just decapitate his fucking legs? Enough, Ramza. Our guests are merely concerned for the well-being of their kin. But what of our kin? What of them, Ramza? Do you imagine our kin to be better than theirs in some way, or anyone else's for that matter? I apologize, Father. We have but one purpose, son, and that is to prove the existence of Ivalice and clear our family's name. Do not allow anger or hate to lead you from that path. Now we have a lost city to explore. The Rodorana lighthouse is now accessible. Oh, that was a fucking long episode. Also, fuck you. Anyways, to the next episode, we shall do the dreaded math roulette. Till then, fare thee well.